Have you ever experienced something so crippling in your life that has made you feel broken? I have. Are you someone who has a giving heart but is struggling to feel good themselves? Are you consistently putting your needs aside to take care of everyone else? If so, you're not alone. Giving starts with giving to yourself so that you are able to give of yourself to other people. Isn't it time you took back control and discovered what makes you tick? Join me in my journey and find out how you can feel better about yourself, live your best life, and share that with others. Thinking of yourself, it doesn't make you selfish, it makes you brave. I'm Nelia, and this is the Giving Starts With You podcast. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Giving Starts With You podcast. I'm your host, Nelia Hutt. It's a pleasure to have you here joining me again for another one of these episodes. Now, I want you guys to ask yourself this week, what is the story that you tell yourself? You know, from the moment that you wake up and you live your life every single day, what do you tell yourself is true about who you are, about just, you know, your characteristics, your traits, what you're about, what you value? Um, you know, many of us spend a lot of our lives thinking, that we are one thing when we are another. We don't feel ourselves as being strong. We don't feel ourselves as having worthy qualities. And, I also felt this way for many, many years. And I did this to myself. Sometimes we do listen to what other people say, and some people don't have always the best opinions of who we are, but perhaps we don't really, we're not putting our best selves out there, or perhaps they just don't know us well enough to know us better than they think they do. So, instead of believing what other people say, what story do you tell yourself? What do you personally think about yourself? Sometimes it's tough to, take in a compliment, or sometimes it's tough to say good things about ourselves out loud to other people. And that's fine. That's a different show. But when you're actually quiet and the room is still and you have a moment to reflect on yourself and your life, what really do you say? Do you find yourself a giving person? Do you find yourself, do you consider yourself intelligent, worldly? Do you feel yourself giving love to others, having good relationships? What do you value? And does the way you live your life reflect what you value? So I just want you guys to think about this over the next 7 days, because we really need to improve the relationship that we have with ourselves. This show is all about how we can give to ourselves, how we can persevere. I bring guests on here to share their story and to give everybody an insight onto how they did it. And some of them are coaches and some of them aren't. Some of them have products to sell and some of them don't. But regardless, every single guest that I bring on here has had adversity in their life, has had pain, has come from one journey and ended up in another, because they gave to themselves and they trusted themselves enough to do it. So we all have situations in our lives that um, are here to test us, are here to break down our confidence, are here to test our self-worth. But we all have what it takes to overcome those things. So I really do want you to try to change some of the language that you're using to describe yourself. If you have a great relationship with yourself, then go and celebrate it. That is amazing. It doesn't happen overnight. And if so, you've done some work. If you have a relationship with yourself that is a little bit less happy than what you would like it to be, then I want you to start giving yourself some grace. I'd love for you to start to think about how you can love yourself, how you can embrace yourself, how you can forgive yourself, and start treating yourself with some respect, with some dignity, and with some love as you would a best friend. Um, if you're waiting for life to give you a break, it's not going to happen. Life is meant to test you. There will always be good things that happen to us and bad things that happen to us. And it's all in the eye of the beholder. So it's all in how we respond to that, respond to those things in life that try us. Sometimes what I find can help is to write out a personal mission statement. So a personal mission statement is, it could be short, it could be a paragraph, it could be a few paragraphs. It's up to you. But basically, it helps you be accountable for yourself. You don't have to share it with anybody, but it does help you be accountable. It helps you really think about your life principles. It helps identify what it is you find that's important to you, how you want to live, and why. It can help bring out your purpose, your passions, your values, your dreams. And the benefit is it's going to keep you accountable. And another benefit is that once you write it down, it's sort of like you're putting the intention out to the world and you're going to really make it happen. There are two people that I love and I follow, and one of them is Maya Angelou, and the other one is Oprah, of course. And who does not like um, those two people? So I'm just going to read you an example. I've got it here of Maya Angelou's personal mission statement. So she wrote, "My mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive, and to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style." So it could be as simple and profound as that. Oprah wrote her mission statement was to be a teacher and to be known for inspiring her students to be more than they thought they could be. So I'm interested to know. Sometimes the mission statements can take a couple of days. Sometimes they can take weeks or months to create. It's not something that is one and done. Some people can say, well, you can create one in about a day, and you probably can if you know yourself really well. But if you don't, it really takes some thought, and it is something that's ever evolving. But when you put it out there in the world, it can really change your opinion of yourself. And I know a lot of us do it for business mission statements, but I think a personal one is even more relevant today, especially for those of us who struggle with our self-worth, with our confidence, and just how we want to live our life. We want to be clear, we want to be intentional. So, yeah, I just wanted to put that out there and, try to over the next 7 days, really change the language of how you speak to yourself. Because I know that you guys who are listening, I know that you at home are a giver. And I know that sometimes we neglect ourselves, and I still do that time to time. And we're still learning every day. But as you have heard me say before, being um, thinking of yourself is not selfish. I think it's brave. I think it's brave because it's not always accepted. I think it's brave because still many people look at taking care of ourselves as being selfish. And sometimes you need to go against the grain and you need to go against perhaps what you were taught growing up. I know that I was taught growing up to not really take care of myself, but to take care of everybody else. And I think the world is changing. I think we need to take care of ourselves, and we need to give to ourselves first. No one is going to love you as much as you should love you. And I really want people to know that. You will be less lonely. You will be more ready to face all of the things in life when you start to love yourself, when you start to trust that you will make the right decisions for you, when you start to believe that people aren't out to get you and that you just need to put forth all the beautiful things in your heart, regardless of what people are going to think of you. So, yeah, my episode this week is just short and sweet. I wanted to let you guys know as well, in the next few weeks, we have some amazing interviews. Honestly, they're the bomb. There's so many people coming out. I've recorded several weeks and months of podcast episodes coming your way. So I also have an announcement. I'm going to be launching my create your own or overflow your own bucket list project. So it's basically a workshop, and it's how you can overflow your bucket and overflow your life by not only creating a bucket list that will serve you before you kick the bucket, but that it'll show you the connection of when you start including giving back in your bucket list, how your side of the bucket gets filled so quickly and how your life can be so fulfilled. So I'm going to be launching that. I'm going to be starting that in a couple of weeks here in person. If anybody is interested in doing an online version, please let me know. And another announcement that I have is I'm going to be taking a summer off from doing the podcast. So, not to worry, everything is great. But I do need to continue my work into the community and taking care of myself. So, as part of my gift to myself and giving starting with me, is I need to pace myself. I've been working a lot. The we're going to come, I'm going to call it season 3, because this will be my 3rd year in September. So we will have several interviews for you in the next few weeks. And then I'm going to do a pause on recording over July and August, and then come back to you with a whole bunch of new episodes in September. So that does not mean I'm not available. So you can reach me at hello@nelliahut.com. And just know that during those weeks off from doing interviews, I am only going to be putting my best foot forward and committing myself to completing my new coaching program. It's all about how I can teach you to run your own passion project without a lot of money, without a lot of time, and with a whole lot of confidence. Um, Many times I feel that people just need some accountability, and I would love to help you guys with that. So I'm perfecting that over the summer, and it'll be ready to launch in September for any of you who are ready to find more meaning in your life and to make a difference with your gifts and your purpose and your passion. And yeah, so stay tuned with, I'm going to be continuing to email everybody on my email list. If you want to check out my blueprint and be added to that email list, you can download it now at www.travellivegive.com/blueprint, where you can now download a free copy of the Live Your Best Life Blueprint. It will help you look at 7 key areas of your life that are going to help you get closer to writing that mission statement, to creating that legacy you want. And all of this is because of one thing. All of this that I have created and continuing to create is because through the passing of my father years ago, I realized how short life really is. And people say that all the time, but until you're faced with that and it changes your life, you don't always believe it. And I have met so many people and interviewed hundreds of people on my podcast and spoken to many other hundreds of people in person about this topic. And all of them would agree, and all of them are here to teach you and to have you listen to their expertise on how to live a better life, because it is one of the most important things that you can do every single day to dedicate some time to that. You won't get your time back. So live better every day, wake up with a smile on your face, and yeah. So, guys, this is it for this week's episode. Tune in next week when we have Abigail Luvisi, and you're going to love her. Anyways, have a great day. And it's a long weekend here in Toronto. And I am so happy to hang out with my family and have some of my friends, because relationships are important. And of course, always creating things with you in mind. Thank you so much, and welcome to another episode of the Giving Starts With You podcast. If you're ready to expose and target the areas of your life that are not getting you closer to living your best life, then I have created just the thing to help you. This blueprint will look at 7 key areas of your life, from how you manage your mental health to how you show up in your relationships, from self-care to job satisfaction, and how and what you choose to spend your free time on so that you can start living the life you deserve, desire, and crave. Because after all, it's time to start feeling better and create a life that makes you proud. You'll also learn in this blueprint more about yourself. You'll get clear on what really matters. You'll stop making excuses and take action, and be one massive step closer to the life you want to live. Life is way too short not to live your best life. So what are you waiting for? Go to www.travellivegive.com/blueprint. Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode. If you enjoyed what you heard, please subscribe or leave a review. See you next week on the Giving Starts With You podcast.